guys, thanks for
Are
coming.
we in trouble?
No, you're not in trouble. I just want to set some ground rules.
Like what?
Well, remember last week when you hit Vinny in the head with the shovel?
I do not recall that.
Of course not. Well, it was pretty graphic. Too graphic for the kids. So I'm gonna have to block you.
You know, I got to make this up to you. This is Vinny's watch, and I want you to have it. You deserve
No,
it.
thank you. That's really not necessary.
No. Come here.
Hi, everybody. Rick Kuyper back here at the Maxwell Leadership Center on the campus of Ohio Christian University. This is the game, if there was one during this weekend that you had circled as one that you wanted to see, it should be a good one. Number 1 and number 6 on the floor in the NCCAA Division II OCU. The defending national champs, a 25-game win streak against NCCAA Division II schools dating back to the national semis, and that loss to Grace Bible College on March of 2012. They are the cream of the crop right now at the NCCAA Division II level, and they come in at 7-9 overall, 1-0 in Mid-East region play, coming off a 95-74 win at Boyce College on Tuesday night. Again, it was their 25th consecutive win against Division II schools. They shot 48% from the field. They put 5 in double digits. Wesley Russell, the national tournament MVP and Mid-East region player of the year, led the way with 24 points and 7 assists. He had 6 rebounds as well. Christian Matthias played his best game as a Trailblazer, 11 and 9. Down low, both of those are season highs. So OCU comes in 7 and 9. They play Kuyper College out of the Midwest region. Much of this tournament field is out of that Midwest region. The Kuyper women are here. The Maranatha women are here. The Northland International women are here. All of those teams out of the Midwest region. And Kuyper College, one of those teams that I don't want to say has something to prove, but they feel like there's a little bit of unfinished business from a season ago when they had quite a run. They finished 16-16, 8-4 in clearly the toughest region in the country, and they were left out of the national tournament field. I asked Stan Jeske off the air, their head coach, his thoughts on not making that national tournament and getting one of those at-large bids a season ago, and he said a few things to me off the air that I will not repeat, but what I will tell you is that they feel like there's some unfinished business. There should have been a second team that came out of that Midwest region. You can say it was politics. You can say that they didn't realize how good Kuyper was. I don't know what the reason was, but Kuyper looking to make a statement. They want to find their way back to the national tournament, which is here at Ohio Christian this year. And what better way to send a message to the rest of the nation than to come into this building and to try to knock off the number 1 ranked Trailblazers. Kuyper led by 70-year-old Stan Jeske, turned 70 on Halloween, this past Halloween, 74 wins, 110 losses, and led by 10 different guys that can beat you. They score 92 a game. Their point guard is their primary weapon, talking about Sal Hermes, 23.9 points, 6.6 assists. Both of those are team highs. This kid is shooting 51% on threes, 57% from the field, and he's your point guard. So obviously a lot starts with number 12, the senior Sal Hermes, but they're getting a lot of production underneath the basket as well. Their power forward Kyle Hook, the junior from Jenison, in his first year after a couple years at Grand Rapids Community College, scoring 22 points and grabbing 10.4 rebounds as well. So they've got plenty of guys that can beat you, but if there's 2 that you better believe Coach Tony Stockman keeping an eye on, it's Kyle Hook underneath the basket and Sal Hermes on the perimeter. Should be a good one tonight. We'll have it for you with live video. A lot coming up on the HER Realtors Dan and Donna Daily pregame show. We'll introduce you to tonight's starting lineups. We'll take a look at our Christian Healthcare Ministries injury report, but when we come back, we'll check in with Tony Stockman, the head coach of OCU, to get his thoughts on tonight's contest. Kuyper 10-6, number 6 in America. OCU 7-9, number 1. Tony Stockman coming up next here on the OCU Trailblazers Sports Network.
Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't, because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's one every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Hi, I'm Mike Miller, host of Lancaster Perspective. The crew and I would like to extend a formal invitation to you to catch us on Channel 9 Lancaster School Network.
Lancaster Perspective on LSN.
Mission. What do you expect going into this one tonight?
Similar. They're good. If we don't defend and we're not ready, which we've been talking to our guys all week about, then we're going to be in trouble today. They got shooters and they got good positions in the post. Nice little freshman point guard that they added. If we're not focused, we're going to be in trouble, so hopefully we're ready to play.
They love to run and gun. The statistics say at 92 a game. Do you play their game and turn it into a track meet, or do you try to slow down and adjust tempo a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we want to run out when we have the opportunities, but we got to get back and sit down, and we need to make them make a few passes before they shoot. We can't have them doing one pass, two pass, and shoot, because like you say, we don't want the score to be in the 100. We would like us to have 100, but them to be lower. But so we'll see. We got to defend. That's the thing. We have to defend, so they shouldn't be in the 90s.
Talking with head coach Tony Stockman here in the HER Realtors Dan and Donna Daily pregame show. And coach, you look at their stats, 2 guys, Hook and Hermes, at 20 a game, 3 guys double digits, 6 guys averaging 7 or more games. It reminds me of your team with all the different balance. Kind of pick your poison. Who concerns you the most, and how do you try to slow them down or contain them?
Yeah, I mean, I think their inside game, because they have two bigger, wider post players, so we'll have one of our skinnier guys on them. So that concerns me a little bit if we're going to have to rotate, because they're going to kick it out and they got shooters. But also their outside play, because they move the ball, they space well, they get into the lane, they make you scramble, and they kick out for the shot. So like I said, we got to keep people in front of us, and we got to be in our gaps and close out good. So it is a little worrisome. We got to be ready to play. With
a semester in the books, who are the guys that are kind of the glue of this team defensively? When you face a team with 20-point scores, who are the guys you immediately think of as shutdown kind of guys?
Yeah, I mean, our guys from last year, just from that, we had a really, really tough team. Wes and Evan, I think they're focused on defense and understanding that how important it is. They really lock down when we need to. We just need it to be a team effort, and we're not there like we were last year, where everybody on the team took pride in getting stops. And we do it sometimes. We don't do it all the time like we need to.
You look at your squad right now, 7-9 overall. Two of those 16 games, only 2 of them against NCCA Division II schools. How pleased are you with where this team is right now?
Pretty good. I mean, there's a few games that I felt like we should have gave a better effort at and competed a little bit better. But it's all about us getting better for the end of the season. I think we're on our way. Like I said, we're not there yet, but we're on our way.
Lots of highlights from that first semester and some big victories, some firsts for this program. What was the highlight for you as a head coach first semester?
I mean, it's just been good to play all the teams that are above us. I like to do that. I think it's good for our guys to keep them interested and compete. It raises our game speed up and our competitiveness and being tough. So I think all of them. I think the Rio Grande is a good one because it's close. So I don't know about a highlight, but I think it was an important game for us because people understand who they are, and that gives a little bit of credibility, so to say.
And almost had both of them. You look back and you think I kind of let one get away here in that first meeting.
Oh, definitely. We really felt that way. So when we came down there, we were focused in. We said we got to do some certain things and tweak a little things. It was the same thing with defense, and they're similar in that way at Arroyo with Kuyper is the way that they're going to move the ball, and they got a little post action. But if we don't defend well, they're going to get into the paint, make layups, and make threes.
And you look at Ashland, even an exhibition game last year. I did that game, was there with you, got kind of blown out. This year was like a 7-point game. So against the bigger schools, having a little bit more success too.
Yeah, just competing. I think I told the guys, all the guys that return are better. I think we added some great pieces, but I think it's just our coaching and the players is getting to understand what we want together because we have our second year under our belts.
Coach, tonight, Kuyper, you said making them work offensively. What are the other things you're stressing to the guys?
I think we should be able to run on them. We should be able to get stops, and we should be able to run on them and get some easy shots. That's the way we play, and then when we do have to sit down and execute, we got to do it. If they go to zone on us, we got to take our time and get good shots. Don't shoot them up because they just want to run back at you.
Coach, appreciate your time. We'll talk to you after the game as well.
Thanks.
That's the head coach of the Trailblazers, Tony Stockman, here on the HER Realtors Dan and Donna Daily pregame show. It's Kuyper and Ohio Christian. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. We'll do it next here on the OCU Trailblazers Sports Network.
Ohio Christian University offers accredited, career-focused undergraduate and graduate degree programs for busy adults. Classes are convenient, offered online or evenings and weekends at our 12 locations. OCU will prepare you for your next step and help you discover your higher purpose.
We invite you to attend Ohio Christian University.
Friday Night Hoops presented by Zwar & Associates Insurance Agency. It's number 6 Kuyper, number 1 OCU. Quickly, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First of all, for Kuyper, their point guard is Sal Hermes, 5'8" senior from Warren, Michigan, 23.9 points and a team-high 6.6 assists in his second year with Kuyper. The 2 guard tonight is Matt Peterson, 6'3" senior from South Lyon, Michigan, 3 points, 2 rebounds. The small forward is Mike Kroc. It's K-R-A-G-T, but pronounced like Ray Kroc, 6'3" senior from Granville, Michigan, a co-captain on this team, along with the point guard Sal Hermes, 7 points, 5 rebounds for Mike Kroc. The power forward is Kyle Hook, 6'5" junior from Jenison, Michigan, 22 points and a team-high 10.4 rebounds. And the man in the middle is Audell Bewley in his 3rd season with Kuyper, 6'6" senior from Grand Rapids, 7.8 points, number 5 on the team and 2nd on the team with 6.1 rebounds. The head coach is Stan Jeske, 70 years old, 74 wins, 110 losses, a 40% winning percentage. He's assisted by Bobby Sykes in his 6th season and by Derek Owens Jr. For OCU, their backcourt tonight is Evan Bartlett and Danny Schrock. Schrock, the 5'10" sophomore from Sugar Creek, averaging 6 points and 1.7 rebounds. Evan Bartlett, the OCU point guard, 5'9" sophomore from Huber Heights, Wayne, same high school as Braxton Miller, 8.5 points, 2.7 rebounds. The forwards are Wesley Russell and Evan Mills. Russell, the 6'4" junior from Columbus, 16.1 points, 8.6 rebounds, and 5.9 assists. All of those are team highs. And Evan Mills, the junior from Pickerington North High School, 5th on the team with 7.7 points, shooting 42% from the field. And Chris Carius will play the 5, 6'8" sophomore from Columbus, 4.9 points and 2.8 rebounds. The head coach is Tony Stockman, 34 wins, 17 losses, a 67% winning percentage in 2 seasons. He is a 2005 graduate of The Ohio State University, assisted tonight by Ty Manuel, and his assistant most of the time is Mr. Jamie Batten. Batten dealing with the loss of his father back in the Cleveland area, and we obviously offer our condolences to him, and not here tonight, so Ty Manuel will be the only guy. DJ Malone on that bench as well for OCU. So again, it's OCU 7-9, Kuyper 10-6. We'll throw the basketball up next after the national anthem and prayer. This is the OCU Trailblazers Sports Network.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Hi, I'm Mike Miller, host of Lancaster Perspective. The crew and I would like to extend a formal invitation to you to catch us on Channel 9 Lancaster School Network.
Lancaster Perspective on LSN.
Christian Healthcare Ministries injury report very quickly. Biblical, trustworthy, and affordable Christian Healthcare Ministries participation often saves members at least 60% off the cost of regular health insurance. Join today and see how much you can save. Call 800-791-6225. And as we take a look at that Christian Healthcare Ministries injury report, Jimmy Horton out for OCU for the year with a torn ACL and meniscus, averaged 6-3 a season ago. Stanley Okoye, one of their recruits for this year, out with a torn ACL. Lawrence Parsons, the Virginia Player of the Year a couple seasons ago, out right now with a stress fracture in his shin. There is no timetable for his return. On the Kuyper side of things, TJ Hertman questionable tonight, averages 8 points, 4 rebounds, has an elbow injury that he suffered this past Friday. An MRI was negative on that elbow. He hopes to play tonight. Nate Laurie has had some concussion issues. He has been redshirted for the year. CJ Bussey, one of their key components off the bench, had been averaging 9 and 3, academically ineligible. He's done for the year. And a late scratch tonight, Austin Gernot. Had only been averaging a point and a rebound, but number 31, the freshman from Hudsonville, Michigan, did not make the trip with the team. Your referees tonight, John Tipton, the referee. The U1 is Chuck Bullock. The U2 is Mark Mayer. Mayer out of Delaware, Ohio, on the north side of Columbus. Bullock out of Columbus, and John Tipton out of Oak Hill. Comparing these two teams, OCU 80 a game, they give up 83, -3. Kuyper 92 a game, they give up 96, -4. Kuyper 46% from the field, OCU 43%. Trailblazers have hit 131 threes, 33%. Kuyper has hit 125 threes already for 39%. OCU 74% at the stripe. Kuyper 79%. OCU +4 on backboards. Kuyper -4. Trailblazers dish out 14 assists per game. Kuyper 19 assists. OCU 3 blocks per game, and Kuyper with 2. As we said, 2 meetings a season ago. OCU 97-95 up at Grace Bible in the Tiger Holiday Tournament in November when Kuyper blew a 20-point lead, and OCU won 75-63 at Kuyper on the 15th of February as well. So first meeting of the year between these two teams, first and only meeting, and Kuyper wins the opening tip. Hermes underneath to Kyle Hook. Right baseline, this is 21, Mike Kroc. Out to Hermes, left side, Peterson fires a 3 and he hits. I told you, these guys fired up from last year when they blew that 20-point lead, talking about Kuyper. Russell fires a 3 right side of his own. No good, and Hermes out quickly with the basketball. And fired up because they were left out of that 12-team tournament field in Springfield, Missouri, which is an injustice. It's a travesty. Somebody should be behind bars, I'll tell you that, for leaving this team. That Midwest region deserves 2 teams every year. First of all, there's 8 teams in that region, and second, it's clearly the best region of basketball in America. Right side, it's 21, Mike Kroc. Kroc out to Hermes. Right baseline, it's Hook, back out to Kroc, fires a 3 and he hits again. Mike Kroc with 3 of his own. He and Peterson have given Kuyper a 6-0 lead. Russell off a screen from Matthias to Schrock right side, top of the key. Russell fires a 3 and he hits. They played off of Wes, kind of daring him to beat him with the 3, and he took advantage. Triple, top of the key. 6-3. OCU trailing by 3. Sal Hermes with the basketball. Friday Night Hoops presented by Zwoyer and Associates Insurance Agency, and Matt Peterson hit again, and he gestured as if to say, "Sir, I was fouled as well." No call. 9-3 Kuyper. Top of the key, it's Matthias. Trailblazers come into this game on a 25-game Bible College win streak. Russell a three, no good, and Kuyper another rebound. Left side, and Bewley ends up with it on a pass from Kyle Hook, and it is 11-3 Kuyper. They have scored 11 points in 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Russell to Matthias. To the right wing, and Russell cross court to Evan Mills. Mills now to Bartlett, back to Russell on the right side. Picked up there by Mike Kroc. Russell into the lane, tried to dump it back to Matthias. It was a day late and $1 short. Hermes to the other end, went to the left hand and put it high over the outstretched hand of Evan Mills. What an intelligent play by the senior Sal Hermes, as he knew the shot blocker Evan Mills was lingering. 13-3, Kuyper by 10. Right side, Mills fires a three. It hit the backboard, but not the rim. Rebound, Kuyper. Trying to build on a 10-point advantage here early. Hermes, right forecourt, little stop and start. Goes left wing to Kroc. Kroc down the left side, took it to the rim, and he dropped it in. And Tony Stockman wants a timeout with 16:46 to play. And tell you there, Mills, instead of sliding over defensively and getting to where he needed to be, tried to turn into a shot blocker and to block it from the side, and just not good defense. Being real candid there, you got to get there and beat him to the spot, and Mills did not do that there, and they take advantage. 15-3, Kuyper. Tony Stockman with a timeout here early. It is Friday Night Hoops. It is presented exclusively by Zwoyer & Associates Insurance Agency and the Westfield Insurance Group. The team at Zwoyer & Associates Insurance Agency has been specializing in insurance services for auto, home, commercial, and life since 1871. To learn more, call 740-474-6023 or visit ZwoyerInsurance.com. Rick Cooper, JT Burcham, Fairfield Media, and the OCU Sports Network. Great to have you with us for some good Friday night basketball. Two of the top 6 teams in the NCCA Division II. Russell in the lane, left side, Schrock fires a three. Back of the iron, no good. Rebound, Evan Mills. Mills double team, brings it back out to Bartlett. One dribble, back to Mills. Fires a three, no. Hermes, the point guard, the rebound. Hermes, little stop and start. Left side, Kroc fires a three. On the rim, no good. Fighting for the rebound was Wesley Russell and Kyle Hook. And Russell snags the board. Little stop and start, goes to the rim and put it in. We talked about it in the girls' broadcast. You don't have to be the fastest player with the basketball. Just the ability to change speeds. Russell pretty darn quick, but kind of raised up, slowed down. The defender raised their hips, and then he went to the rim and finished. 15-5. Hermes into the lane, and he was fouled by Evan Mills, and Hermes should be walking to the free throw line to shoot 2, and he is. The foul on Evan Mills is his first, team first. Sal Hermes, an 86% free throw shooter. Kuyper, 79% as a team. Folks, there's teams with pro players in the National Basketball Association that don't shoot 79% as a team. Stan Jeske says that has been one of our strengths in getting off to a 10-6 start against some of the competition they have faced this season. So Hermes with 3 after the made free throw. Here comes Josh Spates. Kuyper every bit as deep as OCU. We will see 9 guys tonight. That is if TJ Hertman can play, and he can. Hertman checks in. As sitting down is Odell Bewley. Also sitting down is Matt Peterson. Second free throw is good again for Sal Hermes. He has 4. So right side, it's Baker who's checked in for OCU. Quick catch and fire, no good. And we call Hertman's name right away. The sophomore from Holland, Michigan, with a defensive rebound. Spates into the lane. Now right side, it's 21, Mike Kroc. Kroc back out to Spates. Spates at 10.9 a game. One of those guys that would be starting anywhere and good enough to start at Kuyper, but Stan Jeske likes bringing his energy and is scoring off the bench. Russell, tough shot on the move, put it in. I don't know if there's anybody else in the NCCA Division II that can make a move like that. Russell fading towards the baseline, still had the strength and the athleticism to kiss it off the glass, even though he was moving away from the rim. 19-7, Hermes into the lane, had it slap loose, and apparently went out of bounds off of a Trailblazer. Here comes number 20, Ryan Evans, 6'2 freshman from Grand Rapids, redshirted a year ago in his second year at Kuyper, averaging 4.5 points. Also checking in for OCU is number 23, Chris Little, the freshman from Bishop Hartley High School. Quick inbound to Kyle Hook, a turnaround from about 15 feet, no good, and the rebound into the hands of 32, Nick Baker. Shot underneath the rim, no good. Somebody going to get free throws, and that somebody is Chris Little. The foul is going to be charged to number 1, Sam Quello. It's his first. And the team first. Little to the line for 2. The first one is right there. Chris Little in the books with his first point, averages 1.7 points and 1.3 rebounds. He is a 57% shooter. Doesn't show it there as Little hits 2, and it cuts the Kuyper lead to 10. It's 19-9. Sam Quello with the ball right now. It's his first game with Kuyper. Became eligible when they started classes on Wednesday. A lot of reserves in there right now for Jeske. Hertman to the left wing and Evans. Evans on the run in the lane, spun it around the rim, no. And Kenny Kuyper from DeSales High School is checked in, and he grabs the rebound. Little to Kuyper. Kuyper into the lane, dropped it off to Collier. Collier couldn't handle it. It's taken away by Spates. Spates to the other end, lost the basketball, and he was fouled apparently. I think Ernie McCoy going to be the guilty party, and he is. It's number 1 on McCoy. It's the second on the team. And number 2, Josh Spates, the freshman from Grand Rapids, will get 2 here. First one is up and no good. This young man attended Silver Lake College in 2012-13 on a scholarship up near Green Bay. He left after a week. He hated it. Had been recruited by Jeske out of West Michigan Lutheran High School, and basically kind of picked up the phone and said, Coach, give me another chance. Can I come and play still? And he did, and again was eligible. It's been a nice role for this team. Has Josh Spates underneath. Collier dropped it off to Little. Little shoulder block to create some space. I like it, but a foul going to be called on Kuyper as well after that little bump, and it's going to be charged to the freshman Ryan Evans, his first, team second. 20-9 Kuyper, 13:41 to play here in the first half, and Chris Little's first free throw is up and in. So Little, a perfect 3 of 3 from the charity stripe here early. And the second one good again. Little got connected to OCU through his AAU coach, a former OCU player himself, talking about Matt McCurley. 2011 Trailblazers, trailing by 9. Kuyper had it, lost it, ends up in the hands of Ryan Evans. Evans working against Baker, sets up the shooter Hoke from 17, it's perfect. Doesn't take much, just a couple dribbles, dribble drive, setting up shooters. Baker right side, no good, and everybody wearing black underneath the basket to grab the rebound. Big Chris Carius coming to the table. He'll check in at the next dead ball. McCoy just took it away from Josh Spates, and Mark Mayer right on top of it to call the foul on Spates after he had his pocket picked. It's his first, team third. Collier will sit down as Chris Carius does check in. Carius, the sophomore who played last season up at Defiance College, a teammate of J.J. Smith's at Westland High School. When Smith signed with OCU, Carius wasn't happy at Defiance, and he followed shortly thereafter. 22-11, under 13 minutes to play, and a travel going to be called on Carius. And I love John Tipton, one of the good guys that comes in here wearing stripes, but Mr. Tipton, I don't think Carius ever had the basketball. I don't know how you can travel when you don't have the possession. But anyway, 12:48 to play, 22-11. Underneath, Hook with a beautiful cut. They hit him in stride, and he dropped it in. 8 already for Kyle Hook. Ernie McCoy got the step into the lane, attacked Hook, shot no good, but he was fouled and will shoot 2. Foul charge to the junior from Jenison, Michigan, Kyle Hook. It's his first, team 4th, and Ernie McCoy will step to the line and shoot 2. McCoy playing for his 4th team in 4 years. If you follow Trailblazer basketball, you know that story. McCoy played last year with the University of Cumberland's an NAIA school out of the Mid-South Conference in Kentucky. Played the year prior with Glen Oaks Community College and played his first year at OSU Newark. And a timeout called here with OCU trailing 24-11. We'll have one more free throw coming up for Ernie McCoy out of the timeout. Today's game is brought to you by Rack's Roast Beef. Don't forget to present your OCU student and staff athletics pass at the Circleville Racks. You'll receive a deluxe roast beef, ham, or turkey sandwich, a large fry, and a large drink for only $4. I'd rather Racks, wouldn't you? And I gotta say it, I do every game. Where in 2014 can you go into a restaurant and get a large combo meal for $4? You can with your OCU student and staff ID at the Circleville Racks. 24-11, 12:30 to play. Rick Cooper, JT Burcham, Fairfield Media, and the OCU Sports Network. One more for Ernie McCoy, and the second one too strong as well, and the rebound into the hands of Kyle Hook. Hook out to Spates. McCoy ran him down from behind, and McCoy, after he grabbed the basketball, had a foot on the sideline, and it'll stay with Kuyper. So good hustle by Ernie McCoy. Top of the key, Quello. Now to the left side, Hook. Forced some contact. His shot up close, no good. Kenny Cooper, the defensive rebound. McCoy, little stop-start. Put it between the legs. Beautifully done. Ernie McCoy, the stop, the start, the finish for the senior from Columbus, Ohio. Nicely done. 24-13. Trailblazers within 11. McCoy trying to be a spark defensively as well. Looked like Spates caught it on his hip, and McCoy picks his pocket and takes it to the other end for 2 more. And immediately Sal Hermes pops off of Stan Jeski's bench, realizing I better get some ball handling help in here immediately. Kyle Hook to the left wing, drops it off underneath to Quello, who was fouled by Kenny Cooper, and Quello will shoot 2. Good pass from Spates on that left wing to a streaking Quello. Foul on Cooper is his first, team 3rd. And that will take Sam Quello, the freshman from Grand Rapids, to the line for 2. We told you a few moments ago he became eligible on Wednesday with the start of the second semester, which is typical. It's an NCCA rule. If you join a team second semester, there's no holiday tournaments for you. You're not eligible until classes officially start. The day 8 a.m. classes began, he became eligible. The scary thing for Sam Quello was Kuyper got off to a late start with their second semester due to the weather, the frigid temperatures, the snow, and probably was a little bit nervous as they canceled school for a day or two, and this tournament began quickly approaching. But they went back to school on Wednesday and was fine to play in this game today. Into the game, Gary Hoover, the freshman from Columbus. Chris Little has it here. Hands it off to McCoy. Thought about a 3 and then fires a 3. Went halfway down on the rebound, Kyle Hook for Kuyper. 11-10 to play. Left side, it's number 34, Kyle Hook. Hook firing a 3, and he hits. Beautiful inside-out game on Del Bewley. Got a touchdown low. He went right back out to Cook, who has 11 already. 29-15, and Ernie McCoy in all kinds of trouble at the right block. Had to call a timeout before he was tied up. It's a 30. So again, we'll keep it right here. Pizza Cottage is the official pizza of OCU Athletics. Stop by after the game tonight and enjoy award-winning pizza, subs, salads, wings, and spaghetti. It's all available at Pizza Cottage, 23401 State Route 23 right here in Circleville. Call them right now at 740-474-3620. They are the official pizza of OCU Athletics, and we thank them for that. 29-15. Kuyper exploded out of the gate. I think it was 11-3 before folks sat down with their popcorn. I know Ron Reed and some of the KCU Knights back in Grayson watching this game. The Knights, the dubious task of taking on this Kuyper team tomorrow. That game has moved to a 3 p.m. start. Third of 5 tomorrow here in this building. Left side, it's Evan Bartlett. And we'll see Ron Reed and the Knights Tuesday night in this building at 8 p.m. Should be a good one then as well. Bartlett just left of center, hit a 3. Evan Bartlett, 33% on threes coming in. Much needed bucket there to cut it back down to 11. It's 29-8. Left side, Hermes, and Kenny Kuyper frustrated with the call, but Kenny, that would have been a foul a year ago. And with the new NCAA rules this year, that was a no-brainer. There is a zero no-touch policy this season. I'm thankful I played back in the mid-90s, and now, not now. There would have been no spot for me on a team under these new rules. 29-18, 10:20 to play. Hermes into the lane. His shot no good. Bewley had a hand on it, but Mills ends up with it. Mills to Russell. Russell left elbow, raised up, shot it, no. Hoover caught it in midair, no good. Collier cleaned it up and finished. Good effort by OCU. It ends up with a Collier bucket. And it's 29-20. Lead back down to single digits. Left side of Hook. Forces a double team. It leaves Bewley open. His shot from about 15 is no good. And the rebound, OCU. Bartlett may have walked, no call into the lane. His shot no good, but he was fouled and will get 2. It's Odell Bewley, the guilty party. And Evan Bartlett with an opportunity to take this lead down to 7. Evan Bartlett, the sophomore from Huber Heights, Ohio. Shot 80% on threes in that national tournament run a season ago. Obviously, that's been a point of emphasis for him. No question he can get to the rim. No question he plays solid defense. No question he can handle the rock. You start adding a consistent shot on the perimeter, and this young man very difficult to guard. 43% from the field, 33% on threes. Averaging 8.5 a game. He has been solid for Tony Stockman this season. Peterson underneath to Hook, working against Collier. Cross-court skip pass to Kroc, who was in motion, caught it and finished. Love the inside-out play right now from Kuyper. At the other end, Bewley blocked the initial attempt. McCoy went right into Kroc, who played great straight-up defense, and now a jump ball. Or what do we got? I got to wait for Chuck Bullock. We may have a kick ball. And I believe that's what the call is going to be. It's going to stay with OCU, but man, I love the inside-out play. The bigs getting touches for Kuyper. They're forcing OCU to double, to react, to converge, and it's setting up shooters on the perimeter. McCoy to inbound on the right side. Bartlett, quick catch, quick fire, long 3, no good. Kroc runs down the defensive rebound. Left side, it's 33 Peterson. Back out to Hermes, guarded tightly by McCoy. McCoy, a lot of contact there, both players. McCoy initiating some, Hermes fighting back. Hermes to Hook, free throw line extended. Under 9 minutes to play. Hermes, 3, side of the rim, no good. Collier runs down the rebound. 31-22. Kuyper by 9. Russell into the lane. Setting up Mills, fired a 3 off the side of the backboard, and it's going to go back to Kuyper. And really a difference in philosophy. Kuyper doing some dribble drive to set up shooters, but they are doing a whole lot more inside out, where OCU pretty much makes their living by the dribble drive. They want to penetrate, get into the gaps, and then find shooters. And I like a team that can do a little bit of both, and I can't think of a possession to this point where the OCU bigs have gotten a touch underneath to kind of set up the perimeter. Left baseline, it's Kroc. Kroc goes cross court to Hermes. Thought about a 3, instead down the baseline, put it up. The bucket is going to count, and he was fouled. Score the basket for Sal Hermes. The foul is going to be charged to Evan Mills. and that's his second. So Mills going to sit down as Kenny Kuyper going to come right back into this game. Hermes, 6 points already. Kuyper, 5 of 6 from the charity stripe for 83%, which has been a staple of this team this season, taking advantage of the free ones at the stripe. Second one, or the three-point play, I should say, by Hermes. That free throw is up and in, so Kuyper now 6 of 7, and they're back up to a double-digit lead, 34-22. Russell down that left side, went to the left hand, no, but it may have been Audell Bewley who was there trying to contest, and it was, and that's number 2 on Bewley. So quickly, Kyle Hook, who had just sat down, will pop right back off the bench and going to come in for Bewley, who's probably going to have to sit down with the 2 fouls. Danny Schrock to the scorer's table as well. He'll come in after this first free throw from Wesley Russell, the 9th free throw of the game for OCU, and it rattles around no good. Hook does come in for Bewley. Danny Schrock is in. Ernie McCoy sits down. Schrock returns scoreless. McCoy sits down with 5. 8:04 to play. 34-22. Free throw here for Wesley Russell. Rim, backboard, rim, and in. So Russell with 8 points. 7 of 10 are the Trailblazers for 70% at the line. 34-23, and a blocking foul by Wesley Russell near the timeline, and Russell arguing the call. But again, I remind you of the new rule this year that if a player has the basketball and you touch him at all, it's a foul. I mean, it is as clear cut. There is kind of non-negotiable these days. Hermes right side, fires a 3, front of the rim, no good. Russell comes down to grab the board. 34-23. Russell a nice crossover, spins into the lane, setting up Schrock on the baseline. His 3 no good. Collier had a rebound, and then he was fouled by TJ Hertman. Good call there by Tipton. Referee John Tipton. Would have been an easy play to just assume that Hertman slapped the basketball, but clearly had a chunk of Joe Collier's arm as well, and so Joe will go to the free throw line and shoot the 1-and-1 as Kuyper over the limit. That's their 7th as a team here with 7:37 to play in the half. Free throw for Collier is up and too strong. Hook the rebound. So missed opportunity there. Would have brought it back down to single digits with a couple. Croc on the baseline. Nice pass underneath to Kyle Hook. Had his head up as he spun into the lane and dropped it off to Hook, who has 13 on a gorgeous assist from the senior Mike Croc. Bartlett thought about a 3. Instead, beautiful dribbling, but he left his feet and threw it away. 2-on-2 break. Hertman in transition. Went to the left hand on the right side of the floor and put it in. TJ Hertman averages 8 a game with his first 2, and Bartlett right back at him with 2 of his own. Evan with 6 here early. 38-25. And Collier anticipating. Peterson left his feet. Bartlett one-on-one with Hermes. Some contact. And in the act of shooting, Bartlett will go to the line and get 2. Good attack there by Evan Bartlett. Hermes just picked up his first. And it's the team 8th. He had Hermes backpedaling. Hard to play good, solid, fundamental defense when you're backpedaling. And they had 23 on the scoreboard initially for TJ Hertman. And now they change it to Sal Hermes. So it is on the board. They get the board right. And it is Hermes' first foul. Subs for both teams at the table. Looks like Hoover and Little for OCU. Spates and Evans for Kuyper. First free throw by Bartlett is up and in. 7 for Evan Bartlett. Schrock sits down, and Russell sits down. 6:43 to play, and now Mark Mayer coming back over to the scoreboard to talk about things, and I think he's satisfied. Gives a thumbs up to John Tipton, and ready to shoot a second free throw is Evan Bartlett. Bartlett bends the knees and fires good again. So Bartlett with 8. He has obviously been a bright spot here in the first half. Trailblazers trailing by 11, 38-27. Hermes to the right side, and Spates hands it off to Evans, guarded by Bartlett. Attacks, sets up Spates, firing a three, spun around the rim, no good. And Kenny Kuyper, the defensive rebound. Kuyper to Bartlett, may have doubled. Looked like he hit it with both hands, and after he did that, he went to the rim and dropped it in. Evan Bartlett, the first Trailblazer in double digits with 10. 38-29, the Trailblazers within 9 with 6:05 to play. Right baseline three by Evans, no good. Collier and Hook battling, and what? An injured player here. I didn't see what happened to Ryan Evans, but along the sidelines, and Chuck Bullock saying, you need to come out here immediately. So the OCU training staff going to take a look at number 20, Ryan Evans, who is in some obvious pain near the student side of this Maxwell Leadership Center. I was focused on the banging underneath between, who was that, Hook and Collier. Trailblazers had grabbed the rebound, and we're headed in transition. So good sign here that Ryan Evans gets to his feet and able to walk off the floor under his own power. Although in some obvious pain, they'll continue to take a look at him, but it will be Kuyper basketball, or at least it should be. It should be OCU basketball, I beg your pardon. Collier grabbed that rebound for OCU. Trailblazers were looking to run when Chuck Bullock stopped the play for the injury. What's interesting about that stoppage is if OCU had the basketball, it shouldn't have been stopped until Kuyper had grabbed the basketball. So President Mark Smith over there talking to Chuck Bullock right now, and that may be one of the things he may be talking to him about. If the ball was loose at that point, my guess would be it would be a jump ball at that point, and the possession arrow would dictate who the basketball was, and that would be a little bit easier to swallow in terms of an injury. But I don't want to sound insensitive at all to number 20, Ryan Evans, but they can't call a stoppage until you have possession of the basketball. And President Mark Smith, get a footage of that, gentlemen, mopping up over there along with some of the OCU game day crew, cleaning up a wet spot. President Smith said, I'll do it myself. Right side Bartlett fires a three, and he hits. Evan Bartlett has kept OCU in this game. Down to 6 is the lead. He has 13 points in this game. 38-32, Hermes underneath, nicely done. Croc didn't finish, kind of short-armed it. He thought he was fouled, but young man, you got to finish when you're that close. Left side, it's Bartlett. Now it's Little. Little, one dribble into the lane. He short-armed it, got his own rebound. Little jump hook, no, and Croc the defensive rebound. Couple of missed opportunities on both sides of the floor. Quello to Spates, right side Croc, top of the key Quello off a screen. Collier picks him up, dropped it off underneath to Hook, who rolled nicely, was in the perfect position to receive that pass and score his 14th and 15th points. And a loose ball foul going to be charged, I believe, here to Joe Collier. We'll see who they charge it to. And it is going to be on Collier. It's his first, team over the limit. And so we walk to the other end to shoot the 1-and-1. Here come Sunday Matthias, here comes Wesley Russell, and here comes Ernie McCoy. And they will come in before this first free throw, because there's no guarantee there'll be a second on a 1-and-1 here with 5:02 to play. Kyle Hook, 81% free throw shooter, 4th best on the team, 97 of 120 coming in, and the front end of the 1-and-1 is right there. How would you like to be an 81% free throw shooter and be the 4th best on your team? Second free throw for Hook is good again. He has 17 here in the first half, averages 22, and not only has hit shots, but I like his movement. Set screens and rolls and moves nicely away from the basketball, and it has rewarded him with some points. Left side, Kuyper's three on the rim, no good. Sunday Matthias grabbed an offensive rebound. Good no call there by the minute stripes. He went over the back, but never made any contact. Quello took it away from Russell. It's a 2-on-2 break. Quello, 18-footer, no good. Russell had it. Hook ended up with it, had it slapped loose, got it back, and a reach-in foul is either on Hoover, McCoy, or Russell, all three of them in the vicinity. And they'll charge it to number 10, Ernie McCoy. That's second. That's the second on him. It's 9th on the team. And so Hook right back to where he was a moment ago, trying to add to a 17-point first half. The free throw is up and in. Free throws 10 and 11 for Kuyper, 9 of 10 right now, and the second one rim, backboard rim, and they're going to call a violation. Hook, good call there by Chuck Bullock, right on top of it. Hook took a step, kind of reacted after he sensed that free throw was short, and he didn't wait for that basketball to hit the rim. 9 of 11 now is Kuyper. Russell lost the basketball, and I think the foul was actually committed by 21 Mike Kroc, who had shoved Matthias into the back to try to get an advantage to get to the basketball after Russell had lost it. That's exactly what the call is going to be. So the foul is on Kroc, and it's the 9th on the team. And we do have a bonus situation, 1-and-1 here for Christian Sunday Matthias. Nicknamed Sunday because he was born on a Sunday. And that's the truth. Front end of the 1-and-1, no good. 43-32. Quello to Hermes. Hermes got the step and wound his way around and put it in. Sal Hermes with 9, 45-32 with 4:05 to play. Russell underneath to Hoover. Little jump hook, no good. Russell an offensive rebound. One dribble, created space and put it in. 10 for Russell. 45-34 Kuyper. Lead is 11. 3:50 to play in the half. Hermes right side. Gets it to Spates, guarded by Russell. Got the step, and a foul going to be called here on a trip by Gary Hoover. Foul on Hoover is his first. It is the team's 10th, and so 2 here for the freshman from Grand Rapids, Josh Spates. Hoover sits down as Nick Baker in for him. So Kuyper, Baker, and Matthias up front. Russell and McCoy in the backcourt. Josh Spates with his second point of this game. And the second one is good again. Spates kind of a utility guy. He'll back up the point, Hermes, and he'll also back up the 2 guard, Matt Peterson, although Quello, a guy that, as we said, just became eligible 2 days ago, somebody that Stan Jeske going to lean on for some minutes at the point as this season moves on as well. Kuyper underneath to Matthias, spins away from the rim, little turnaround, no good, and Kroc up high to grab the defensive board. Left side, it's Peterson. Back out to Hermes. Hermes into the lane, lost the basketball, taken away by Russell. Russell ahead to McCoy, who beat everybody to the rim, and he put it in. 7 for Ernie McCoy, 47-36. Kuyper lead is 11. We're under 3 minutes to play in an entertaining first half. Spates picked up his dribble. Around the horn to the right side, and Hermes into the lane. His scoop shot was partially blocked. Taken away by OCU. It's a 2-on-1 break. McCoy showed pass, then exploded to the rim. No, and what are they going to call? Offensive basket interference. No bucket, as somebody from OCU was in the cylinder, and Stan Jeske has called a full timeout here with 2:35 to play in this first half. Again, it is Friday Night Hoops. It is presented exclusively by Zwoyer and Associates Insurance Agency and the Westfield Insurance Group, the team at Zwoyer and Associates Insurance Agency, where insurance just got easier. 448 North Court Street in Circleville. Call 474-6023 to learn more. We say thanks to the folks at Zwoyer and Associates Insurance Agency and the Westfield Insurance Group. Today's game is also brought to you by Pizza Cottage. Same great taste since 1972. Both dine-in or carry-out are available at Pizza Cottage, 23401 State Route 23 in Circleville. Call 740-474-3620. Pizza Cottage, the official pizza of OCU Athletics. 47-36 is our score. Two and a half minutes to play here in the first half, 47-36. Trailblazers trailing by 11. Kuyper with the lead and the ball. Spates, his three left side, no good. Russell the rebound. OCU looking to push. Russell into the lane, setting up Baker. Three is right there. First points of the game for the freshman from Hilliard Darby, Nick Baker. Third Baker boy to put on a uniform here at OCU. Brother Michael, brother Tim. So at least one of the Baker boys in attendance. Sister is here today. Dad is here. Hook back to Hermes. Tough scoop shot underneath the rim. Could not finish. OCU again looking to push. 5-on-3 break. McCoy into the lane. Trying to set up Baker. Made him work to get to it, and it forced a bad shot by Nick Baker. Rebound Croc. Outlet to Hermes, 3-on-3 break. Hermes to Hook, to the rim. The bucket is good, and he was fouled again. Kyle Hook having a career day here, and a beautiful pass hit Hook in stride yet again. He runs the floor about as well as any big man we've seen this season. Foul is charged to 32, Nick Baker. And the free throw is up and in for Kyle Hook. It's the first on Baker, 11th on the team. Kyle Hook with a three-point play. He has 21 points in this game. And Kuyper now unofficially 12 of 14 at the charity stripe for 86%. 50-39, $1:25 to play till halftime. First half numbers coming up. A recap of the women's win a little bit earlier today, and much more. Russell off a screen. Russell underneath to Matthias, who double pumped and put it in. Nice no-look pass from Russell to Matthias. 50-41 as we approach the 1-minute mark to play here in the opening half. Hermes off a Hook screen. Out to the right forecourt and Spates. Spates down the lane, setting up the shooter Peterson. Fired a three, hit the front of the rim. OCU has numbers, 4-on-2. Russell straight to the rim, but he misses the layup. Rebound Kuyper. This is Hermes who got the step and put it in. You gotta stop the basketball. Russell to the other end, and he drops it in. 12 for Russell. Somebody stop basketball in transition, please. 52-43. The shot clock is off. The lead is 9. Hermes right wing. Back out to Josh Spates across the timeline. Little stop, little start. Spates into the lane. He finished with Hook again. They are killing OCU right now with the dribble drive, and Hook knows where to be in the right place at the right time. Russell, offensive foul, trying to create space with 3.2 seconds left. Player control foul. So no free throws at the other end. I'll tell you what's happening. We're getting help coming over to help on the penetration. And that guy on that backside's not coming over to pick up Kyle Hook. Hermes at the buzzer. It would count if it goes in, but it comes up short. So 20 entertaining minutes in the books. Kuyper on top after a big lead to start this first half. They lead 54-43, and to finish that thought before we go to the break, it just comes down to traditional help defense. If the guy underneath the basket helping there is going to come over and help stop the penetration of the guard, and then they're going to drop it off to a hook, there's got to be somebody else on that backside playing help defense that's got to come down and, as they say, help the helper. And nobody doing that right now, and it's leaving Kyle Hook all alone underneath the basket. And Hook, a good player, but we're making him look like Bill Walton right now. 23 points for Kyle Hook, and Kuyper leads 54-43 here at the intermission. Halftime show coming up. We'll compile some of the first half statistics. We'll recap what has transpired earlier today, but the number that matters is on the scoreboard, and Kuyper by 11 here at the intermission. We'll take a break. Halftime show coming up next here on the OCU Sports Network.
I owned a beer joint when some guy came in with a Bible and he wanted to introduce me to Jesus. I ran him away.
When it comes to choosing a school, parents who want the best education for their students look for academic excellence, skilled teachers, a safe school that encourages their values. Students want a school with competitive athletics, unique opportunities, and friendships that last a lifetime. Fairfield Christian Academy, the place where parents and students agree. Enrolling now at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
Ohio Christian University offers accredited, career-focused undergraduate and graduate degree programs for busy adults. Classes are convenient, offered online or evenings and weekends at our 12 locations. OCU will prepare you for your next step and help you discover your higher purpose.
We invite you to attend Ohio Christian University.
Back here at the Maxwell Leadership Center, we are at halftime. We promised you an entertaining game, promised you that it was two teams from a year ago that had a couple great battles in the regular season, one of them up at Grace Bible College in Grand Rapids back in November last year when Kuyper built a 20-point lead in the first half. They led by 15 at halftime, only to lose 97-95 in overtime in that game up at the Tiger Holiday Classic. And then OCU won the second meeting of the year, February 15th, 75-63 on Kuyper's home floor. But, I mean, those are some of the tightest games that OCU had all season long against the NCCA Division II. And we knew that Stan Jeski's team was putting points on the board, 92 a game against primarily scholarship teams in that first semester when they went 10-6. And they have come out here in a fury in this first half, putting 54 on this scoreboard and leading OCU 54-43. And Tony Stockman, a guy that preaches defense, and at points, this team, and when they went out to the national tournament a year ago, they were fantastic. And right now, you better believe that defense, the topic of conversation in that OCU locker room, exactly how we're going to slow this basketball team down. How are we going to provide help with some of the penetration without also allowing Kyle Hook to make a living with some layups underneath the basket? So those are some of the issues, some of the topics right now in that OCU locker room. But 43 points on most nights, good enough to have a lead at halftime, but not against the Kuyper Cougars, the number 6 team here in the NCCA Division II. Let's take a look at some of the scoring numbers. We'll give you some of the in-depth numbers in just a few moments. For Kuyper, it was Kyle Hook with 23 points in that first half. Sal Hermes, their leading scorer, already with 11, so 2 in double digits. 7 for Mike Kroc, who was very active. 6 for Matt Peterson on a couple threes. 3 points in that first half for Josh Spates, and Sam Quello and TJ Hertman had 2 apiece. Kuyper 12 of 14 at the charity stripe. We knew they shot him at a 79% clip coming in. They are at 86% here at the intermission. 13 points for Evan Bartlett to lead OCU, and he has been sensational, getting to the rim, hitting shots on the outside. A solid first half for him. A dozen for the All-American Wesley Russell, 7 for Ernie McCoy, 4 for Chris Little, 3 for Nick Baker, and 2 apiece for 2 of the bigs for OCU. Talking about Joe Collier and Christian Sunday Matthias. Trailblazers 9 of 13 at the charity stripe for 69%. So some of those are some of the first half numbers. We'll give you some more and tell you about the OCU women coming up here on the OCU Sports Network halftime show here on the Ohio Christian University Basketball Network.
Ohio Christian University offers accredited, career-focused undergraduate and graduate degree programs for busy adults. Classes are convenient, offered online or evenings and weekends at our 12 locations. OCU will prepare you for your next step and help you discover your higher purpose.
We invite you to attend Ohio Christian University.
Hi, I'm Mike Miller, host of Lancaster Perspective. The crew and I would like to extend a formal invitation to you to catch us on Channel 9 Lancaster School Network.
Lancaster Perspective on LSN.
Tonight's injury report brought to you exclusively by Christian Healthcare Ministries. Christian Healthcare Ministries, an eligible option for individuals under the U.S. Affordable Care Act, commonly, affectionately known as Obamacare. To learn more, visit chministries.org and click on the eligible option link. That website, again, is chministries.org. And several names for both of these teams on the Christian Ministries Healthcare Ministries injury report. Jimmy Horton, the sophomore guard from up in Cleveland, out for the year with a torn ACL. Stanley Okoye out for OCU as well with an ACL tear. Lawrence Parsons, the big man, one of the three guys, the three-headed monster underneath the basket this year for Tony Stockman, out indefinitely with a stress fracture in his shin. And so those are the three guys right now on the OCU side of things dealing with injuries. For Kuyper, TJ Hertman not 100% after an elbow injury. He thought he busted his elbow. They did an x-ray. It was negative. Wasn't sure whether he would be active today, but he has played a couple of minutes off Stan Jeski's bench. Nate Laurie had a concussion. He's a soccer player, suffered that concussion during soccer season. It's his third concussion as an athlete, not just this year, but third concussion overall, and they have shut him down for the season. He'll be redshirted, and C.J. Bussey, one of the key components off the bench for this Kuyper team in the first semester when he averaged 9 points and 3 rebounds, 40% three-point shooting. Found out he was academically ineligible, and so he is no longer with this team. One other guy, Austin Gernat, was a late scratch today with a back injury. He did not make the trip with Kuyper. So that is tonight's Christian Healthcare Ministries injury report. Biblical, trustworthy, and affordable Christian Healthcare Ministries participation often saves its members at least 60% off the cost of regular health insurance. Join today and see how much you can save. Call 800-791-6225 or visit chministries.org. Again, Christian Healthcare Ministries, the exclusive sponsor of our injury reports all season long. One more look at some of the halftime statistics. The battle of the backboards, OCU with a 22-17 advantage there. The Trailblazers are allowing Kuyper to shoot 54% from the field. Kuyper 40% on threes, 4 out of 10. They have it officially 12 of 13 from the charity stripe, but that is not correct. It's 12 of 14. That lane violation does count as an attempt, but either way, it's some torrid shooting, some hot shooting from the line. 86% for Kuyper. For OCU, 39% from the floor, 15 of 39. 4 of 16 on threes for 25%. And as we said earlier, 9 of 14 from the charity stripe for 64%. Leading rebounders in this game, Mike Kroc with 6 to lead Kuyper. Wesley Russell, the all-everything, can-do-everything OCU point guard, two-man, 7 rebounds to go along with his 12 points. Leading assist man, Russell with 3 for OCU, and a couple guys with 2 assists for Kuyper. Talking about Hermes, Kroc, and Josh Spates. What else can I tell you? Some individual numbers shooting-wise. Hermes, 4 out of 9, 11 points. Kroc, 3 of 5. He has 7 points and 6 boards. Odell Bewley had a little bit of foul trouble, played 8 minutes, had 2 points on 1 of 2 shooting. Peterson, 6 points on 2 of 3 shooting. All 3 of those attempts were 3-point attempts. Kyle Hook had a day. He has had a week and a half. Played very, very well. 18 minutes of action, 21 points, 5 rebounds on 8 of 10 from the floor. He did hit his only 3-point attempt as well. Quello had 2 points off the bench from the line. 3 points for Josh Spates, all of those on free throws as well. 3 of 4 from the line for him. Spates had 2 assists, and TJ Hertman had 2 points on a perfect 1 of 1 shooting as well. Evan Mills, 0 for 4 right now. He is yet to score, has a rebound in 7 minutes of action. 9 minutes for Christian Matthias, 2 points, 2 rebounds for him on 1 of 2 shooting. Evan Bartlett really has been solid. 4 of 6 from the field, 2 of 3 on threes, 4 of 4 at the charity stripe. Bartlett in 12 and a half minutes, 14 points and 2 rebounds. Danny Schrock has yet to score, missed both of his field goal attempts. Russell, 12 points on 5 of 9 shooting. McCoy, 6 points off the bench on 3 of 6 shooting. He had 3 steals in that first half as well. Kenny Cooper did not score but grabbed 2 rebounds. Nick Baker, 1 of 4. 1 of 3 on threes. He has 3 points and a rebound. Chris Little, 3 points. All of those at the charity stripe, yes. And Chris Carey has played in that first half, no stats. Joe Collier had 2 points and 4 boards on 1 of 1 shooting. Those are your halftime numbers. Kuyper leading OCU right now. 54-43, second half action coming up next here on the OCU Sports Network.
Ohio Christian University offers accredited, career-focused undergraduate and graduate degree programs for busy adults. Classes are convenient, offered online or evenings and weekends at our 12 locations. OCU will prepare you for your next step and help you discover your higher purpose.
We invite you to attend Ohio Christian University.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's one every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Back here in the Maxwell Leadership Center, Rick Kuyper and the OCU Sports Network. Second half just about set to get underway. Trailblazers trailing by 11. Kuyper with some hot shooting in that first half. 54% on twos, 40% on threes, and they lead by 11. Trailblazers will try to fight back and cut that lead. Bartlett, the hot shooter in the first half, is 3 no good here. And Odell Bewley with the defensive rebound. I didn't tell you the foul problems in that first half. Kuyper's Bewley, the only guy with 2. McCoy, Mills, Cooper, and Russell, all with 2 apiece for OCU. Hook had it taken away. Bartlett to the other end and used his body nicely to keep Croc from even trying to attempt to block that one. Evan Bartlett with 15 points in this game. And it's now 54-45 with 19:10 to play in the game. Left side Peterson, that shot went in. That's a bad shot. Contested but raised up and made it look good as he tripled. Left side it's Evan Mills. Mills to Russell, straightaway 3 is right there. 15 for Wesley Russell. And it's now 57-48. OCU hanging around. They trail by 9. Right side Croc underneath Bewley against Matthias. Little fadeaway, bounces around and drops in. So they don't send help there from Matthias, and Bewley wins that battle. Bartlett to Mills. Thought about a 3, instead one dribble. This is Russell. Baseline Bartlett firing a 3, and he hits again. May I say it one more time, Evan Bartlett and Wesley Russell for that matter. 33 of OCU's 51. They are keeping OCU in this basketball game. Hermes into the lane, no good. Flat-footed rebound, Matthias. Russell 1-on-2 will fire a 3, and it was a 2-point attempt. A toe on the line. Kuyper the rebound. Hermes the ball, and a blocking foul is going to be called on Wesley Russell, and Russell says, my bad. Not sure if it's my bad because of the foul or my bad because of the shot attempt at the other end. It wasn't a bad shot. The only problem was there was nobody wearing gray underneath the basket. 59-51. Out there is Matt Peterson. Peterson left wing, went into the lane. Out to Croc, to Hermes, took it in, scooped it up and put it in. He took it at 3 Trailblazers, did 5'8" Sal Hermes, and he found a way to get it up on the rim and scoop it off the backboard and get it to fall. 61-51, I like Hermes. Top of the key, Bartlett off a screen answer. We got a little battle right now between the 2 point guards, Hermes and Bartlett, a shootout. Bartlett with 21, Hermes with 13. 61-54, OCU as close as they have been in a long time. Into the lane, Peterson, and he was fouled on the penetration. Schrock was in the area, Mills in the vicinity as well. We'll see who they charge this to, and it's going to be charged to Danny Schrock, the starting 2 guard for OCU. It's his first, team second. Kenny Cooper quickly in. Evan Mills sits down with 2 fouls, and Tony Stockman and not happy with the play of Evan Mills as he comes out quickly. Missed shot here by Kuyper. Russell underneath to Matthias. Matthias couldn't handle it, and Kuyper back the other way. Hermes. Right side Peterson. They look underneath for Hook. Hook, little turnaround jump hook. He put it up and in. 25 for Kyle Hook. Showing the full arsenal, has been in the right spot at the right time in the first half, and now having his way underneath against Sunday Matthias on the block. Matthias got free and answers with 2 of his own. Nicely done on a good pass, and I love the left hand by Matthias as he used his big refrigerator-like frame to shield anybody from trying to take a swing at that shot. Peterson off a screen from Hook. Back to the screener, Hook. Little turnaround, no good. Good help there by Kenny Kuyper. That's the help defense we're talking about. Hermes took it away, and he goes right to the rim and put it in again. So they play good D, and then they lose the basketball, and now a reach-in or a block on Hermes out near the three-point line. I want to give props to Kenny Kuyper one more time for being the first guy I've seen the entire night to come over and be that guy to slide in to help the helper, and that's why Kyle Hook missed that shot. First time we've seen it all night long. 65-56, 16:01 to play in this game. Inbound to Chris Little. Trailblazers with a 25-game win streak against the NCCAA Division II. Bartlett right side three, he hits again. Evan Bartlett with 24, he's got 11 here in 4 minutes and 10 seconds. He is on fire. Hermes hands it off to Peterson. Back to Hermes, Kuyper fronting Bewley, now he gets behind him as they battle underneath. There's Hook at that elbow, guarded by Matthias. Kroc hands it off to Hermes. To Hook, who showed shot, lost it, got it back, had his shot blocked, little jump hook, and he stayed with it again. 27 for the junior from Jenison, Michigan, who got connected with Kuyper when he gave a buddy a ride to a Kuyper Open gym. Decided to stick around, met some of the guys, and said, I kind of like it here, and the rest is history. He has exploded tonight for 27. 67-59, 15 minutes to play. Right side, it's Evan Bartlett. Showed three. Back to Kuyper, now back to Bartlett. Guarded by Peterson. A little shake and bake. Left side, Little. Fires a three, no. Rebound on the floor. Peterson on the floor. Kuyper on the floor. And Peterson, before he was tied up by Kuyper, called a timeout. We'll see if Stan Jeske wants a full or a 30. He says, let's make it a full. We'll take it with him. 14:43 to play in the game. Kuyper 67, Ohio Christian 59. It's Friday Night Hoops presented by Zwoyer and Associates Insurance Agency. This is the Ohio Christian University Sports Network.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's one every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
American Idol, they asked us to sum up our life goals, and I said I wanted to be a loving father and a faithful husband and a servant of all.
But I didn't.
And I think the servant of all, that's the main one, and I think that's what we're called to be.
7,000 students drop out every school
give our
day.
life.
That's one every 26 seconds.
Young lady finishing up in the West Banco Bank for Cash, as you see it out there. Every night an OCU student gets selected with an opportunity to make up to $50, $5 for every shot they can make. Up to $50, and I don't think she got to 50, but 35 or 40 bucks, somewhere in there. That's a pretty good day for coming out to just cheer on your favorite basketball team. So congratulations to that young lady. 67-59. With it right side is Sal Hermes. Hermes back out to Josh Speets, who's checked in. The backup guard out of Grand Rapids. Hermes took a shot to the stomach or maybe below the belt. He's a little slow getting back down the floor. Rebound OCU. Bartlett across to Schrock. Wide open three. No. Rebound Kroc. Schrock not going to miss very many of those. He was wide open on that left side. Spates against Schrock. Again looking under for Bewley. Bartlett came down and helped nicely. Kuyper keeps it though. Hermes left side, faked the three, and then fired a three, and he knocked it in. 18 for Sal Hermes, who's beginning to heat up. 70-59. Trailblazers had cut it to 7. But Kuyper has answered with a little mini run of their own. Friday Night Hoops presented by Zwoyer and Associates Insurance Agency and the Westfield Insurance Group. Matthias took it over a hook, no good. Matthias another rebound. His turnaround no good. Little no good. And finally he was fouled. And I think it might be on Kyle Hook, who's looking over at Stan Jeske saying, Coach, I need a breather. They're going to bring in 23 TJ Hertman for him. It's number 2 on Hook, number 2 on the team. And Chris Little will step back to the free throw line and shoot 2 more. Little was a perfect 4 of 4 at the charity stripe in the first half. This one no good. Schrock sits down. Matthias sits down. Bartlett sits down as Collier, McCoy, and Baker get on the floor and join Chris Little and Kenny Kuyper. So 5 reserves right now for Tony Stockman here at the 13:21 mark. Second free throw no good by Little again. Nick Baker working hard to get an offensive rebound. Little 15-footer left elbow, no good. Kuyper tipped it, kept it alive. Kuyper to Little. His shot was blocked. It's a 2-on-1 break. Underneath, Quello went to the left hand, and it kicked out on him. Rebound Little. OCU on a 2-on-2 break. McCoy shows 3, explodes into the lane, and a hard foul there by TJ Hertman. And Ernie McCoy going to go to the line and shoot 2, and TJ Hertman shook up. He may be the second guy that has taken a shot below the belt here in the last 90 seconds. So, and TJ Hertman still, he gives a thumbs up to Stan Jeske on the Kuyper bench, but it's some obvious pain. And also to compound things, got called for the personal foul. His second, team third. McCoy to the line for 2. The first one is up and in. 8 for Ernie McCoy. 87% free throw shooter is McCoy, 32 of 37. J.J. Smith, 9 of 10, a little bit better at 90%. Hoover, the team best, but 100%, but he's only made 2 out of 2, and what? They stopped the clock, and not sure exactly why. President Smith turned around looking at somebody up in the crowd. Somebody may be yelling up there. I have no idea. You put the headset on, you're kind of in your own little world over here. But John Tipton with a big smile on his face. Everybody's smiling, so not sure exactly what that stoppage was for. But Ernie McCoy going to shoot the second free throw and put it in. 9 for Ernie McCoy as he hits 2, 70-61. Trailblazers back within single digits. 12:55 to play. Hook underneath to Bewley, who got free, and he missed the dunk. Got the step, he got position on Baker, but then tried to ram it in with one hand. Baker really gonna make him pay, and he does. 5-point swing there. The Bewley missed dunk, and then maybe, just maybe, moped a little bit about it. Nick Baker raced down the floor and made him pay at the other end with 3. Remember that play in this tight game, a 5-point swing on a missed dunk and a 3 at the other end. Hook to try to answer with 3, and he does. This guy is showing the complete arsenal tonight. The gunslinger, got whatever. 30 for Kyle Hook. He has shown us everything. Right side, Baker to answer with 3 of his own. No. Kuyper had a hand on it, but it ends up falling right in front of Audell Bewley. 73-64. Across the timeline, it's Sam Quello who's checked in. Here's Hook from 15, no. And good box out there by Chris Little to grab the rebound for OCU. Into the lane, McCoy, scoop shot, no good. Rebound, Bewley. Bewley an outlet here to Ryan Evans. Quello showed 3. Instead, back to Evans. Dangerous pass to Hook. Fortunate it got there. Right baseline, Evans. A quick 3, no. And Nick Baker, the defensive rebound. 73-64. This would make it a 6-point game. On the rim, no. Kuyper, another opportunity for OCU. Underneath Collier to Little. Left side, McCoy open for three. No! Rebound Hermes and a foul, I believe, on Kenny Kuyper. Trailblazers got a couple great looks there, including Ernie McCoy and Nick Baker on threes, but just could not knock it in. Third foul on Kenny Kuyper, third on the team. Starters primarily back in this game, at least a couple of them, as the starting backcourt, Russell and Bartlett back in, along with Hoover, Collier, and Baker. Probably the most minutes we've seen from Gary Hoover all season long. Nick Baker logging some bigger minutes as well. Left side, it's Hermes. Hands it off to Hertman, guarded by Hoover. He threw it away. Left his feet. There was nobody there, and it's going to cost him two at the other end as Evans got up, and it's a goaltend, and it'll be points 25 and 26 for Evan Bartlett. 73-66, Trailblazers get back within 7. They trailed by 11 at halftime, 54-43. 10:33 to play in this game. Friday Night Hoops presented by Swoyer and Associates Insurance Agency and the Westfield Insurance Group. Hermes used his body nicely and he put it in. At 5'8", he's got no business scoring in the lane, but he knows what he's doing and used that 5'8" frame to create just enough space to get a shot up even against big Wesley Russell. The other key is to put it high off the window too, and he did that in that instance. 75-66. Stanjeski bringing two in. Mike Kroc and Matt Peterson back in. Kroc returns with 7. Peterson with 9. Hertman sits down with 2. Ryan Evans sits down scoreless. Peterson, Bewley, Kroc, Hermes, and Spates. Right side, Baker's 3 too strong. Battle for the rebound. Spates had a hand on it, but he also had a foot on the baseline. And that basketball will stay with OCU. A fresh 35 here with 10:07 to play. Stick around after the game for the Christian Healthcare Ministries post-game show. We'll interview Tony Stockman, select a player of the game, take a look at the final stats and much more. Baker missed everything. Spates to the other end, and he put it up and in. Hoover was closing out. Nice hustle by Gary Hoover, and even a better finish there by freshman Josh Spates. Bartlett, nice pass underneath to Collier, who could not finish up close. Right side, it's Kroc. Underneath to Peterson. Hands it off to Hermes. Hermes into the lane, and a foul going to be called on the floor. No shot. The foul is charged to Evan Bartlett, and that's his first, team fourth. I tell you, after the penetration, what Collier could have done at the other end, instead of shooting it with two hands and encountering some resistance as a result. Again, we've seen Matthias do it a couple times. Would have been nice to use that left hand and again use that frame to create some space. 77-66, 9:33 to play. Kroc left his feet and he turns it over as a result. Russell to the other end. He tried to ram it in and that missed the dunk and it went out of bounds. It'll stay with OCU. That was amidst some congestion that Russell tried to dunk that basketball with one hand. I saw the velocity at which he was attacking the rim, but I still didn't expect the dunk attempt into the lane. Schrock and somebody guilty of a hand check there. And it's going to be number 2, Josh Spates. It's his second, team fourth. Bartlett will head over to John Tipton's way and bring this basketball in underneath the OCU bucket. Does so to Schrock on the right baseline. Now to Russell, right wing. Russell on the move and a foul in the process. And we're going to say he was in the act of shooting. The foul is going to be charged to Matt Peterson. Peterson debating the call. That's his first, team fifth. And Russell in the act of shooting. And I think Stanjeski just realized that they're going to give him 2 free throws. And he popped quickly off the bench and pleading his case that there's no reason we're shooting 2 here. And Russell can't take advantage as he misses the first. Stan doesn't like the call. Stanjeski, one of the good guys in the NCCAA. 6th season. Wife Yvonne of 10 years, 2 kids, Tate and Allison. He actually took this job at Kuyper on a dare from the athletic director, women's basketball coach at Grace Bible College by Rich Renzema, by the name of Rich Renzema. They were friends and came up one day, and Renzema dared him to apply. He applied for the job and got it. Bewley put it up and no, but he was fouled, and he will shoot two. And foul is going to be charged to 12, Danny Schrock, his second, team fifth. And the other neat part to that story is his boss that he reports to on a daily basis is Christine Moran, and Jeske, before he took the job at Kuyper, was a football coach and an athletic director for 13 years at Zeeland High School, and was 20 years an AD, a football coach for 13 years there. And the interesting storyline there is that his current boss, Christine Moran, was one of his students at Zeeland High School. So a foul at the other end on Adele Bewley. Foul on Bewley is his third, and I've got it as the team's sixth. But so unique story. Guy gets a dare to apply for a job. He does it. Then he finds out Christine Moran, one of his students at his former job in high school, is his boss, and takes the job and took Kuyper to their first and only national tournament appearance in any sport 2 years ago. May have done better, except they ran into the host school, some guy named Kirk Hansen, who's second all-time in the state of Missouri in wins, the best college basketball coach at this level in NCCAA history, and you almost felt like Jeske and Kuyper were out there, and I don't know if they didn't take number 12 Central Bible seriously, but they needed to because CBC spoiled their championship hopes 2 years ago. 78-69, as they have done for a lot of teams over the years. Into the lane, Spates, a little scoop shot, he dropped it in. 7 for Josh Spates. Say one thing about these Kuyper guards, they're crafty when they get to the rim. They find a way, in the midst of all the bigs, to find a way to still get that ball up on the rim. Bartlett, the bucket is good, and he was fouled by Spates, who was late closing out. Third foul on Spates, seventh on the team. Evan Bartlett with 28 in this game. He'll look for 29 with one more. 80-71. This would make it an 8-point game if Evan could hit here. Bartlett, a 71% free throw shooter, 8th best on the team. And he hits the free throw, gets 3 the old-fashioned way. And it's 80-72. The lead is 8. Trailblazers need stops as we near 8 minutes to play. Hermes double team. They get it out of his hands, but he gets it back. Crott to make him pay. His 3 no good, but Hoover fouled him. And he will shoot 3. So, you know, that's exactly what Tony Stockman wanted. They wanted that double team out there on that pick and roll. They wanted to get it out of Hermes' hands, and they did that. But fortunately for Jeske and Kuyper, that ball deflected right back into Hermes' hands, and he eventually makes him pay. So it's exactly what Tony Stockman and OCU did in that national championship game against Kuyper, against Arlington Baptist, I beg your pardon, as Crott hits the second free throw. They made Arlington Baptist, they double-teamed every pick and roll. Every time a guy came through a screen, they were waiting with 2 guys and just caused all kinds of problems, and maybe trying to do some of that now to get it out of the hands of Hermes, one of the guys that really makes this team go. Hermes sits down. It's 82-72. Bartlett tried to drop it off to Collier, and that pass was off the mark. Croc doesn't like the call. He thought it went off of a Trailblazer, but John Tipton, our lead referee, says no, went off of you. It'll stay with OCU. Bartlett, an outlet to Schrock, open momentarily, fired a 3, no. Cooper had a hand on the rebound. Cooper grabs it. Cooper lost it. It's taken away by Croc. It's a 3-on-1 break. Into the lane. Spates put it up and in again. 9 for Josh Spates, 84-72. Russell into the lane. Turnaround from 8 feet off the glass and in. That's 20 for Wesley Russell. Tony Stockman wants a 30-second timeout. 7:24 to play. It's 84-74. Chris Little coming in at this dead ball as well. Tonight's game is brought to you by our good friends at Pizza Cottage. Pizza Cottage has returned to Circleville with their award-winning pizza, subs, salads, wings, and spaghetti. Pizza Cottage, the same great taste since 1972. Call 740-474-3620. And if you're looking for some delicious, inexpensive fast food after the game, be sure to stop by Rack's Roast Beef and get out your OCU student and staff athletics pass. That'll get you a deluxe roast beef, deluxe ham, or deluxe turkey sandwich, a large fry, and a large drink for only $4. I'd rather Rack's, wouldn't you? Friday Night Hoops presented by Swoyer and Associates Insurance Agency, along with the Westfield Insurance Group. Swoyer and Associates Insurance Agency, specializing in insurance services for auto, home, commercial, and life since 1871. To learn more, call 740-474-6023 or visit SwoyerInsurance.com. Trailblazers will finish up tomorrow in this three-day period. They'll take on Kuyper, or Crown, I beg your pardon. Mid-East Region game tomorrow at 5. It was initially slated for a 3 p.m. start, but as we talked about pregame, OCU mourning the loss of Jamie Batten's father, and the funeral is tomorrow morning up in Worcester, Ohio. And so some of the teams in this championship gracious enough to adjust their schedule for tomorrow and shift some games around so that OCU, the entire team, can head up to Worcester and support their assistant coach, Jamie Batten, in this time of loss. And so what that means, the OCU Crown game has been moved back to a 5 o'clock start. KCU and Kuyper has been moved up into that 3 p.m. time slot. 84-74. Quello on the floor, gets it to Spates, and he stepped back over that timeline. Everything had come across and took a foot behind the timeline, and John tipped in right on top of it. Calls the over and back. It goes back to OCU. 84-74, 7:10 to play. Inbound to Wesley Russell. Russell into the lane. Little 10-footer up on the rim, no. Offensive rebound. Russell aggressive. Missed it up close. And a loose ball foul called on Joe Collier. And we will, well, he says we're going to walk to the other end. I don't know that we are yet. Aren't we? I guess so. That is number 7 on the team. Second on Collier. 6:58 to play. And Kuyper now in the bonus. The foul, to make matters worse, committed against Kyle Hoke, who continues to make everything he puts up. 30 in the game for the junior from Jenison. 1-1, and he missed here. I have Kuyper now 12. That can't be right, Rick Cooper. 12 of 20. Their free throw shooting has cooled off considerably. Russell into the lane. The bucket is good, and he was fouled by Spates. Russell now with 22. The foul on Spates is now his 4th. Kuyper over the limit. It's 8 on the team. Russell will step to the line with an opportunity to make it a 7-point game. Wesley Russell, National Tournament MVP, Mid-East Region Player of the Year a season ago, and he can't convert on the free throw, so the lead stays at 8, 84-76. 6:40 to play in the game. Left side, it's Spates into the lane, was tied up, and they're going to call a jump ball, and the possession arrow is going to keep it with Kuyper. Wesley Russell, Evan Bartlett, Danny Schrock, Chris Little, Joe Collier out on the floor right now. We have not seen a lot of Evan Mills today. He has yet to score and has seen very limited minutes, which has been a big factor in this game. Left side, it's Quello, double teamed as we expected, got it out of his hands. Spates to try to make him pay, no good, rebound OCU. Beautiful pass to Russell in transition. He hit Bartlett and he dropped it in. That was absolutely spectacular That pass placed perfectly by Bartlett. 31 for Russell. The Maxwell Leadership Center begins to wake up a little bit. Right side, Coelho quiets him down with 3. First college basketball game for Sam Coelho, and he says, let's make history tonight. Big bucket there by the freshman. Top of the key, jumper by Bartlett, no good, and the rebound to Spates. Spates a crossover, but going into no man's land here. A 2-on-4 break, and Russell blocked his shot. Never should have taken the shot. 3-on-2 break. Here's Bartlett for 3. On the rim, no. Collier an offensive rebound, and he put it in. There was nobody underneath creating any resistance for Collier. And Stan Jeske doesn't like the way this thing's heading. He says, I need a full timeout. Jeske with a vivid memory of what happened a year ago when they had a 20-point lead, went down to 15 at the break and eventually lost it. So doesn't like the way this thing's headed, didn't like the fact the crowd beginning to get in the game. And he says, let's take a timeout and let's talk a little bit about it. Let's tell you a little bit about Zwoyer and Associates. It's Friday Night Hoops. It is presented exclusively by Zwoyer and Associates and the Westfield Insurance Group. Zwoyer and Associates located right here in Circleville at 448 North Court Street. Call 740-474-6023, where insurance just got easier. Zwoyer and Associates Insurance Agency and the Westfield Insurance Group. Our next broadcast Tuesday night at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. It'll be a doubleheader against Ron Arnett and the KCU Lady Knights, led by Tanya Bowens, who is about 5 games away from breaking the all-time scoring record at Ohio Christian. That was achieved by Tabitha Hannum Hall back from 1993 to 1997. It was a record that I never thought would be broken, but Tanya Bowens, the first 20-point scorer per game in the Ron Arnett legendary era. Second straight year she's averaged better than 20 a game, and based on that pace, about 5 or 6 games away from breaking that record. Bowens will be here tomorrow with Ron Arnett and the Lady Knights. Could not be here today, and she's not too far away from becoming the all-time assist leader at KCU as well. Maybe 10, 12 games away from achieving that monumental milestone, surpassing Bethany McKee. And the KCU men are hungry with a lot of new faces this year, with Ron Reed playing hard and looking to pull an upset Tuesday night here in Circleville. Into the lane, Hermes. Back out to Peterson. This is Hoke against Russell. Into the lane, used his body and put it in. Russell played about as good a defense as you can play in that scenario. But Kyle's hook, just wide enough up top with the shoulders to create just enough space that Russell couldn't get a hand on his shot attempt. 89-80 as we go under 5 minutes to play in what has been a fantastic game to call and watch. Schrock finally hits a 3. Danny has been cold tonight, but he hits one when it counts. It's 89-83. This is the closest OCU has been since back in the first half. Lead is 6, 89-83 with 4:30 to play. Underneath, Hermes, scoop shot no good. Hook was there again. 34 for the junior Kyle Hook. Russell going to be fouled by Hook. He wanted the jump ball, but and a chunk of arm as well. It's number 3 on Hook, number 9 on the team. And so Russell, a 1-and-1 opportunity here with 4:16 to play. Kenny Kuyper comes off the OCU bench, and he's going to come in before this first free throw from Wesley Russell. Joe Collier will sit down. Collier sits with 4. Kuyper has not scored, but he has been a factor underneath the basket, working really hard, grabbing rebounds, and even just tipping balls to keep it alive. First free throw by Wes is up and in. He's got 23. Unofficially now, 16 of 24 for 67% is OCU. Bends and ease. Russell fires again and hits again. So 24 for Russell, 12 in the first half, 12 here in the second. 91-85 as we near 4 minutes to play in the game. Peterson, right wing, Hermes, guarded tightly by Bartlett. Underneath, it's Hertman. Now Hertman on the run. That's not a good shot. That's a great shot if you're an OCU fan. Keep shooting that one. Russell, top of the key. Russell working his way into the lane, went to the left hand, and he put it in. So West beginning to assert himself even more. 91-87. OCU within 4. 3:35 to play. Trailblazers need stops. Hermes. Right side, Mike Kroc. Kroc off a screen from Hertman. Kroc picked up by Little. Now picked up by Schrock. Left side, Peterson. Dropped it off underneath to Hertman. The bucket is good, and there was a foul. Score the basket for TJ Hertman. The foul is on Chris Little, his first, team 8th. Second field goal of the game for the sophomore from Holland, Michigan, TJ Hertman. And he'll look for 5 with one more. This one he missed badly. And just remember, folks, as you're watching this game, wherever you're at, whoever you're rooting for, this Kuyper team, one that was left out of last year's national tournament. I got no dog in the fight. I don't care. I'm just a guy that loves NCCAA basketball. And again, somebody should be handcuffed and put behind bars for that decision. Right wing, Bartlett fires a 3, no. And a foul on Peterson. And he fouled a 3-point shooter. So Bartlett an opportunity with 3 here to make this a 1-possession game. You know, I got to bite my lip a little bit. I want to say more really bad, but you know, unfortunately at this level, sometimes it's like life. It's who you know and the politic game. And let's just say Stan Jeske, new to the NCCAA, only been doing it a couple years, and up in Grand Rapids, kind of by themselves, away from the hub of Christian college basketball, and kind of got left off the radar screen at the national tournament. I tell you what, they win this basketball game today. I know it's early. I know it's the month of January. I don't want to say too much, but this is a win that you better believe come tournament time, Selection Sunday, if you will, that they will lean on heavily, because there's no guarantee. Grace Bible, Gary Bailey still up in Michigan at that Midwest region, and they beat this Kuyper team earlier in the year. 3 by Peterson is no good, and somebody fouled him, and he's going to shoot 3. And it's going to be Wesley Russell. That's number 4 on Wes. Yeah, Kuyper and Grace split in 2 meetings already this season, so there's no guarantee who's going to win that region, but the loser better be here at OCU in this national tournament as well. First free throw by Peterson is right there. 10 for Matt Peterson, the senior from South Lyon, Michigan. One of 4 seniors. All of these guys from the state of Michigan. It's kind of the story with Gary Bailey and Grace Bible College as well. It is a big deal when there's somebody on that Grace Bible roster not from the state of Michigan. They make their living up there right in Grand Rapids. Lots of good players and lots of good schools that want to take him. So he missed again. He hits 1 out of 3, does Peterson. Makes it a 2-possession game, which gives Kuyper a little bit of breathing room. 94-90. Russell to Schrock. Big 3, no! Bewley battling Russell, and they're going to call a jump ball. As they say, it went out of bounds of both guys, and a possession arrow is going to keep it with OCU. So the arrow changes here as they call a jump ball. John Tipton didn't even ask for any assistance. He unilaterally made the decision, which is fine. He's allowed to do that. And he says that ball went off of both guys. A simultaneous out-of-bounds play, and he calls a jump ball. Schrock, another opportunity, no. Into the lane, Cooper had it. Rebound, Kenny, back out to Schrock, to Evan Bartlett, a fresh 35. It's a 4-point game, 2:15 to play. Russell into the lane. Bartlett, another attempt on three. Boy, he and Schrock have had great looks. 94-90. Kuyper by 4. Hermes into the lane. No. Hook, no on the tip. Rebound, Bartlett for OCU. Bartlett into the lane. Bewley blocked it, and they're going to call an offensive foul, I believe. Is that the call? It is, as Mike Kroc was there to draw the charge. What a big call in this game. Second foul on Bartlett. It's number 10 on the team. No free throws on the player control foul. What a big, big call in this game. 94-90. Kuyper by 4 with the basketball, under 2 minutes to play. This is Mike Kroc, the senior from Granville. Into the lane, kissed it off the window, no good. Rebound, Kenny Kuyper. Kuyper to Russell. Russell 2 on 5, pulls up from 15, no. Kuyper fought his way, trying to grab an offensive rebound, but didn't get there. Rebound, Kuyper. And Stanjeski wants a timeout with 1:23 to play. That basketball will be inbounded right next to the Kuyper bench. 1 timeout left for Kuyper. 94-90 is our score. 34 points tonight for Kyle Hook, the junior from Jenison, Michigan. 21-year-old Kyle Hook, Jenison High School, has been the main culprit tonight. Salah Hermes, the co-captain on this team, who got his first start of his college career against OCU last year in that overtime thriller up at Grace Bible. He adds 20, so 54 of their 94 between those two guys. Russell with 26 and Evan Bartlett, gotta be a career high. I'm just gonna go out on a limb. Bartlett has been fantastic in his 1.5 years here, but he has exploded tonight for 34. 94-90, $1:23 to play. OCU denying the inbound, and Kroc just does get it in. Into Hermes, who walks it across the timeline. 20 on the shot clock, 1:15 to play in the game. Shot clock down to 17. Hermes with it on the right forecourt. Bartlett not getting a count applied here, a little bit too far away. Hands it off to Kroc. Kroc lost the basketball. Taken away by Bartlett. Bartlett into the lane, he put it in. They were so casual that eventually it cost him 2. That's one of the dangers of stalling. And a steal by Bartlett, he put it in, and now they're gonna stop the clock at 59-9 or 59-8. And they're not going to give Tony Stockman the timeout. Tony apparently doesn't want it. He's still talking. Nick Baker, is he going to be allowed back in this game? The answer is no. Basically what happened, if a shot is made before the 1 minute mark and then the ball bounces, that clock continues to run. It doesn't stop, but that shot apparently, according to John Tipton, went in right after we got under a minute, like 2/10 under that. And so that's why it stopped, and Tony Stockman did not have to use a timeout. 94-92, and Bartlett took it away again. Bartlett could tie it here, shot blocked, but he'll shoot 2. Evan Bartlett with 36 points in this game. Spates has fouled out of this game. And Stanjeski gotta be feeling like this is a Friday the 13th sequel. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 right here, as they dealt with this a season ago. Spates is out of the game. Bartlett's going to go to the line and have an opportunity to tie this game at 94. 43.1 left, so the other good thing here, if OCU were to make these, barring some kind of offensive rebound or putback, they're going to have an opportunity to get the final shot of this game, as there's an 8.1 second differential. Bartlett cannot hit the first. Both of these teams over the 10 foul limit, so 2 free throws on every foul the rest of the way. Bartlett bends the knees, rim, backboard, rim it in. Evan Bartlett now with 37, splits a pair, and he makes this a 1-point game, 94-93. Don't you go anywhere. We expected this one to be good, and it has delivered. 30 seconds exactly to play. Again, an 8-second differential, and Kroc just lost the basketball. Russell to Bartlett. OCU has taken the lead. 39 for Evan Bartlett. Tony Stockman wants a full timeout, and Stan Jeske can't believe it. Mike Kroc is furious. I don't know if he got fouled, folks, but I'll tell you, there was a huge swing, and I'm reading Mike Kroc's lips as he goes to the bench, saying he got a chunk of my arm, and I don't doubt it. There was a mammoth swing at poor Mike Kroc, but you know what? The flip side of that is you shouldn't be dribbling the basketball a lot with a 1-point lead and 40 seconds left. It's spread the floor, get it to our point guard. We have one guy shaking and baking, and he's doing it with about 5 seconds on the shot clock. So foul or no foul, I'll finish that thought and say, Mike Kroc, you shouldn't have put yourself in that position. 95-94. OCU taking their first lead of this second half. And remember, they led or trailed by 11 at halftime. They didn't lead in that first half except maybe 3-0. I'd have to look back at the video. They trailed the entire first half as well. JT Burcham, our scoreboard here on the monitor, says 20 seconds left. Once they run this scoreboard down, we'll know exactly how much time. 21.5 is what it is officially now. So OCU, what a huge win this would be if they could rally back and pull this one out. And Kuyper, again, this is just a bad sequel that could come to fruition here in 21.5 seconds. OCU going to go with Bartlett, Schrock, Russell, Kuyper, and Little. Here we go. 18 seconds to play. Hermes across the timeline to the left wing, and Kroc will hook, get a touch against Kuyper, down to 10. They try to get it down there, and Russell stole the basketball. 5 seconds left, and they're going to call a foul with 5.0 seconds left. We'll see if they're going to add any time to it. It doesn't look like they're going to. The foul is on Hook. Chuck Bullock, the U1, made that call. He could have added some time to it, but there is no discussion even taking place right now. So it'll be 2 free throws here for Russell, regardless of what he does on the first. Free throws 31 and 32 coming up for OCU. Russell with a 26-point night. Kuyper will have an opportunity regardless of what happens here, as they will, at worst case scenario, be down by 3. So what a night for Evan Bartlett if they pull this thing out. 39 for the OCU sophomore. Russell has added 26. 2 here would be huge. First one, good. Russell with 27. Del Bewley sits down as the freshman Ryan Evans is in for him. Basically 3-point shooters everywhere for Kuyper on the floor right now. First thing they've got to do is grab the miss if there is one, and there isn't. Russell hits again. 28 points for Russell. 3-point game. 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2. Hook to beat the buzzer, and it would have went in, and he did not put it in. Can you believe it? OCU trailing by 11 at halftime, trailing by double digits much of the second half, rallies back behind Evan Bartlett's 39 points, and somehow, some way, they win this basketball game tonight in a thriller. here in the Maxwell Leadership Center. I have no idea how they pulled that one off. We'll ask Tony Stockman about it. Coming up on the Christian Healthcare Ministries post-game show, we'll talk to Stockman. We'll select our player of the game. I think I know who that's going to be. And look at the final stats. All that coming up next here on the Ohio Christian University Sports Network.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Hi, I'm Mike Miller, host of Lancaster Perspective. The crew and I would like to extend a formal invitation to you to catch us on Channel 9 Lancaster School Network.
Lancaster Perspective on LSN.
For the final, these two teams had a couple good ones a year ago. Both of them on the road up in Michigan, one at Grace Bible, the other at Kuyper, and we expected a good one today, and the Trailblazers found a way to win. I'm not sure Tony Stockman elated right now, but Coach, I guess the sign of a good basketball team, even when things aren't going well, you still find a way to win. What are your thoughts right now after this one?
Yeah, I mean, you want to win the game, so I'm happy we won the game, but it's just I continue to talk to them about playing our basketball and being focused in on defense. I told them, Kuyper's a good team. If you're not there on the catch, you're going to make it. If you don't contain them, they're going to get into the lane. And I said, they're going to be tough to guard. And I think our guys are, like last year, we were so hungry because and they're not making themselves good. So it's a little frustrating. And I'm hoping that they learn from it because we can't have that. A couple shots, a couple fouls here, we lose the game, and in the tournament, it's one game. If you lose the game, it's over.
Kyle Hook really hurt you tonight, 34 points. I want your diagnosis of the first half. What it looked like from up here was anytime somebody came over to help him, on him in the lane, we were missing the help for the helper. What did you see?
Yeah, it's the same problem we had against Ryle here at the end of that game. And it starts with the penetration. And I told the guy, I said, I want to pressure, but I only want to pressure if you can contain him and keep him out of the paint. And our guys are pressuring. I'm like, you're playing hard, but you're not playing smart. You're pressuring. He beats you. They help, and then they make the pass to that guy. He's going to make shots. It's like these guys aren't like they. I'm trying to explain. Like they can make shots. If you're not there, they're going to shoot. I said, you'll think you're there, and they'll shoot it in their face. And the first three that got hit, Danny had his hand in his face. He still made. I'm like, you think you're there, but you're not. You have to be there on the catch. If they can see the hoop, they're going to make it.
They score 92 a game, and they play a heavy NAIA kind of schedule that we play, so they're doing something right. So Hook hurt you early doing that, but then Evan Bartlett really kept you in this game. Coach, what did he do that really was the difference?
Just confidence, and that's what I told the guys at halftime. I said, I feel like you guys are playing tight on offense. We're missing layups, we're missing free throws. We usually don't miss those. I'm like, shoot the ball. I said, that's not the problem. I can promise you that. They had 54 points at halftime. That's the problem. I'm like, you got to defend. I said, they don't play great defense. And for them to score that many points is weird because they don't run crazy, right? If you're back, they set up and they run their offense. They just put the ball in the basket.
They can shoot.
Man.
looked like late in that game you kind of pulled a little bit of Arlington Baptist defense out. I don't know if that was what you drew up the whole time, but you got the ball out of the guard's hands. Anytime they try to pick and roll, it seemed like you jumped the guard. Was that what you were trying late, or was that the game plan the whole night?
The whole thing was that's how we do. You know, we like to trap ball screens when we can. It depends on who our big guy is, but our whole thing is keep them out of the paint. That's why I said I don't care what you do, just don't let them get into the paint, because once they get in there, then we're scrambling, and that second and third helper we don't get, and they're going to make open shots.
I know tonight off the air you told me just some guys that you didn't feel like your team as a whole was ready to play, and there were some guys that kind of got goose eggs on here that we're not used to seeing goose eggs from because they didn't get the minutes.
Yeah, I mean, because we play that tough schedule at the beginning, we play the big name, so to say, schools. So then they get excited for those. So then when we come back and say, oh, this is our level, and they think we're better than this level. I keep telling them, we're not. We played great last year. That's why we won the championship. There's a lot of teams in our level that are really good, and that if you don't come to play, they're going to beat you.
Who are the guys tonight that stepped in place? Kenny Kuyper doesn't score tonight, but was real active underneath. I know you put him in at crunch time when you needed a stop. Who were some of the guys that really stepped up in their absence?
Yeah, I thought Chris Little did a great job. Really solid. He didn't make many mistakes. He didn't do a lot of plus things, but he didn't make mistakes. He played good defense. I thought Gary Hoover, the same thing. That's his job. Come in and give us energy, tip balls, get offensive rebounds, and he did a good job.
Isn't that a case with some of the playmakers you've got, Bartlett, Russell? You don't need everybody to come in and do the spectacular. Just kind of hold the fort and play good D and rebound.
Exactly. And then say when we're playing, we share the ball. People are going to get shots and score, but we got to defend, and then we can run out, and then those guys get to score too. But if you're not defending, then the defense gets back and gets set, and then it's harder for us to score.
What was the difference down the stretch? 2 minutes left in this game. You made more plays.
They manned up. Our team manned up, and you see every shot that they had was a tough one. And then when that ball came off, they got one chance at it. Before that, they was getting 2 and 3 chances at it. Somebody would mess up. They would pitch it. Somebody would be wide open and hit a three. Now, they hit some tough shots, too. I got to give them credit.
Sure.
They hit some really tough shots, but I felt like we gave them too many comfortable shots to make them confident to make the tough shots.
What was the strategy? It wasn't the last play of the game, but it was the series before when West stole it. They tried to dump it underneath to Hook, who had been so effective. What did you say coming out of that timeout?
I just told them it's our defense. That's what I kept telling them. I have to drop nothing magical. It's not that. If you just do what we do, we're going to have a chance to win. Like I feel like, and this is no bad thing about Kuyper. I feel like if you go top to bottom, we have a better team.
Sure.
So if we play as hard as them and we play our game, then we should have a chance to win.
Right.
But like tonight, I didn't feel like the shots were falling in the first half. You got to have good defense. Your shots aren't going to fall all the time.
Sure.
You got to have good defense.
You said that before so many times. I don't need to get in a huddle and draw up creative plays.
That's why I don't use it. I didn't even want to call the timeout then. I called the timeout to tell them what I just told them in the locker room. I hate doing that.
Right. Well, Crown tomorrow, you talk about letdowns. You've played this NAIA, NCAA brutal schedule. Maybe they weren't ready tonight. How concerned are you tomorrow that they're going to take Crown lightly?
Well, and then we have a busy day tomorrow. We're gonna drive up to Worcester for Jamie Batten's dad. Our assistant coach is not here.
Sure.
His father passed away. We're gonna be there to support him. So that's why we moved the game back to 5. So we're gonna get there, support him a little bit, and then come back and try to get focused for the game. And Crown's always a tough game for us.
Sure.
They're really tough. They're very well coached, and they compete. And like I said, it's just the same thing. If we're not ready to play, we're gonna be in a dogfight.
And I guess I ask you, but as we let you go, your thoughts just on that situation with Coach Batten. Obviously, a key piece of this team not here this week, and you know when one piece hurts, I know everybody hurts.
Yeah, he's a big piece. He does so much for us, for the school. So it's been hard not having him, but we feel for him. He's been in our thoughts and prayers. We continue to call him and send him a text. It's such a hard thing because he's so close to his dad. His dad was such a great guy.
Sure.
So like I said, we made sure we wanted to be there to support him, and it was great for Crown and Kuyper and KCU to move the schedule around for us to allow us to do that. So we're thankful for that.
Absolutely, and I'm sure it'll be an emotional moment. I remember a couple of times I dealt with death, and you see people that you love, that know you love you, walk into that funeral home. I know it'll be an emotional time, but something that mean a lot to him. Coach, appreciate your time. Congrats on the win, and we'll talk to you Tuesday when we get ready for KCU.
Thank you.
That's the head coach of the Trailblazers, Tony Stockman. The Trailblazers a winner tonight, 97-94. This is the Christian Healthcare Ministries postgame show. The entire postgame show is brought to you by Christian Healthcare Ministries. They've been serving Christians for 33 years. They are the original health cost sharing ministry, serving thousands of Christians nationwide and hundreds of missionaries in other countries. You can learn more right now by visiting chministries.org. Let's take a look at some of the scoring numbers here on the Christian Healthcare Ministries postgame show. We'll start with OCU. Evan Bartlett tonight with 39 points, a career high. I was asking Tony Stockman before we went on the air. I said, Tony, is that a career high? And he said, Evan just scored 20 for the first time in his career. So 39 clearly is. 28 tonight for Wesley Russell, including the 2 free throws that made this a 3-point game. And they were the only 2 guys in double digits. They account for, 67 of OCU's 97. 9 for Ernie McCoy, 6 tonight for Nick Baker, 4 apiece for Little, Matthias, and Collier. And Danny Schrock had 3. We have OCU 22 of 37 from the charity stripe. We'll confirm that when we get the official numbers. For Kuyper tonight, Kyle Hook and friends is how I would describe it. Hook tonight with 34 points. Peterson added 10. Kroc added 10. Sal Hermes popped in 20. So Stanjeski puts 4 in double digits. 9 for Josh Spates before he fouled out. 5 tonight for Sam Quello in his first college basketball game. 4 for TJ Hertman. 3 for Audell Bewley. Kuyper, according to our numbers, 18 of 24 from the line for 75%. So those are some of the numbers. Once we get the official box score, we'll share some of those with you as well. But the number that matters, OCU, after trailing by 11 at the intermission, they win tonight. They win the second half by 14, and they win 97-94. We'll have more of the Christian Healthcare Ministries postgame show coming up next here on the OCU Sports Network.
When it comes to choosing a school, parents who want the best education for their students look for academic excellence, skilled teachers, a safe school that encourages their values. Students want a school with competitive athletics, unique opportunities, and friendships that last a lifetime. Fairfield Christian Academy, the place where parents and students agree. Enrolling now at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
American Idol, they asked us to sum up our life goals, and I said I wanted to be a loving father and a faithful husband and a servant of all. And I think the servant of all, that's the main one, and I think that's what we're called to be. And it's to give our life for God, to give our life for those around us, to give our life for the good fight. My name is Jason Castro, and I am second.
What gets you moving?
Because when you get moving an hour a day,
You fuel your body,
and your mind,
whether you like to throw around the football,
play frisbee in the park,
or dance in your room.
moving every day helps give you a healthy body and mind.
And that makes you part of a winning team. Hey, that was my line! Get up and play an hour a day, Doc.
check out how to be a player at letsmove.gov.
Head online to get tips on great ways to get moving every day.
That's www.letsmove.gov.
Back here in the Maxwell Leadership Center, this is the Christian Healthcare Ministries post-game show. Christian Healthcare Ministries, if you're looking to add joy to your life by adding to your family, Christian Healthcare Ministries offers a generous maternity program for members on their gold level. To learn more, visit chministries.org. That website again is chministries.org. Taking a look at some of the final numbers here on this post-game show. We look at the shooting numbers. Kuyper finished in this game 54% from the field, 47% on threes, and 70% at the charity stripe. How would you like to be a team headed home with an L after shooting 54% from the field and 47% on threes? They finished, 35 of 65 from the field. They finished 8 of 17 on threes, and they finished 16 of 23 at the charity stripe. For OCU, 40% tonight from the field, 32 of 71. They finished 10 of 32 on threes for 31%, and they finished 23 of 33 at the charity stripe for 70%. The battle of the backboards, OCU dominated that aspect of the game, plus 15. 48-33. Trailblazers turned it over 12 times. They forced 15 Kuyper turnovers. Leading rebounder in this game for Kuyper was Mike Kroc with 8 rebounds. Leading rebounder for OCU was Wesley Russell with 12. Leading assist man for the Trailblazers, Russell led that category with 7 assists as well. Leading assist man Kroc and Hermes dished out 3 dimes apiece for Kuyper. So that's a statistic. The Trailblazers had 10 assists as a team. Kuyper had 14 assists. Individual numbers, Russell with a near triple-double tonight. 30 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 steals. He was 10 of 19 from the field, 8 of 11 at the free throw line, 2 of 4 on threes. Danny Schrock struggled, but he hit a big 3 late in the game. Finished 1 of 7 from three-point range, 3 points, 2 rebounds for him. Bartlett, the game of his life tonight, 38 points. He finished 12 of 18 from the field, 5 of 9 on threes, 9 of 10 at the charity stripe, 38 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals for the OCU point guard. Christian Matthias played 15 minutes, finished tonight with 4 points on 2 of 6 shooting, and Evan Mills played 9 minutes tonight. Was one of those guys that just never got going, did not score, missed all 4 of his field goal attempts and had 1 rebound in 9 minutes of action. Gary Hoover played some big minutes, didn't score, but as Tony Stockman said, there's enough playmakers on this team that there's room for a couple role players that just come in and play good defense, and Gary Hoover did that. Kenny Cooper did that tonight, did not score but had 6 rebounds. Ernie McCoy had 8 points and a couple boards, was 3 of 8 from the field. Chris Little didn't make a field goal attempt, was 0 of 4 from the field, 4 of 6 from the line, at 4 points and 4 rebounds in 19 minutes, but he was in there when the game was on the line, as was Kenny Cooper, just to get stops and play good D and rebound. Joe Collier played 18 minutes tonight, had 4 points and 7 boards. He was 2 of 3 from the field. Individual numbers for a couple of the key guys for Kuyper. Sal Hermes, 8 of 17 from the field, 20 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. Mike Kroc had 9 points on 3 of 6 shooting, 1 of 2 from the field. He also grabbed 8 rebounds, which was a team high. Aldell Bewley had 5 points, 5 rebounds in 22 minutes on 2 of 4 shooting. Matt Peterson, 10 points, 2 rebounds on 3 of 14 shooting. And Kyle Hook, a game for the ages, though. He's not thinking about individual stats right now. He's thinking about a missed opportunity for sure. 13 of 17 tonight from the field, 2 of 2 on threes, 4 of 5 from the charity stripe, 32 points, 7 rebounds, and a steal for Kyle Hook. Sam Quello played 10 minutes off the bench, had 5 points, 1 of 2 from the field, 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Josh Spates played 22 minutes before he fouled out, 3 of 9 from the floor, missed his 2 3-point attempts, 3 of 4 from the charity stripe. He had 9 points, let me get that right. He had 9 points and 2 rebounds. Again, he gave way to fouls with just a couple minutes left in that game. Ryan Evans played 7 minutes, missed all of his field goal attempts. He did not score but had a rebound. And TJ Hertman played 7 minutes off the bench, 2 of 3 from the floor. He finished with 4 points and 2 rebounds. If I saw Evan Bartlett here right now, I would find that young man and put a headset on him, but he has gone to celebrate with his teammates. Kuyper with the loss drops to 10-7. They remain 4-1 in the Midwest region, and again, they will play tomorrow in this building against Ron Reed and the KCU Knights, and they will play that game tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern. OCU with the win, improves to 8-9. Their winning streak against Division II schools extends to 26, and they are back in action tomorrow. Remember, that game was originally slated for a 3 p.m. start against Crown, but due to some responsibilities off the court as this team heads up to Worcester to be with assistant coach Jamie Batten to just mourn, to be there with him during his the funeral for his father. They have moved that game back to a 5 p.m. start tomorrow night against Dwayne Hickman and the Crown College men. So again, the OCU men tomorrow at 5 against Crown, the Kuyper men tomorrow at 3 against KCU. Our next broadcast will be Tuesday night when the Lady Knights and the Knights from KCU come into this building. It's a 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock start. We'll have both of those games with live video. Airtime with the HER Realtors Dan and Donna Daly pregame show is set for 5:40. We hope you'll tune in then. And then a week from tonight, Johnson University in town. 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. are the tip times, 5:40 with the HER Realtors Dan and Donna Daly pregame show. So that kind of puts a wrap on the Christian Healthcare Ministries postgame show. Again, Christian Healthcare Ministries sponsors exclusively our postgame show all season long. Biblical, trustworthy, and affordable. Christian Healthcare Ministries participation often saves its members at least 60% off the cost of regular health insurance. Join today and see how much you can save. Call 800-791-6225 or visit chministries.org. We say thanks to Stan Jeske on the Kuyper side of things for spending a lot of time with us this week, telling stories and helping us prepare for these broadcasts. We say thanks to Tony Stockman, Ben Bellman, and JT Burcham and his fantastic crew from Fairfield Media on the OCU side of things as well. The Trailblazers trailed 54-43 at halftime. They score 54 points in that second half. They outscore Kuyper 54-40 in the final 20 minutes, and they win tonight 97-94, and arguably the best basketball game we've had in this building in a long time. It was fun, and you better believe we expect to see Kuyper here in the month of March as well. So I want to say thanks to Ben Bellman, JT Burcham, Fairfield Media, and Stan Jeske, but thanks most of all to you for listening. That puts a wrap on the Christian Healthcare Ministries postgame show. We'll talk to you Tuesday night when KCU comes to town, 5:40 with the HER Realtors pregame show. Until then, Rick Cooper, the voice of the Trailblazers, saying so long from Circleville, Ohio. Have a good night, everybody.
Ohio Christian University offers accredited, career-focused undergraduate and graduate degree programs for busy adults. Classes are convenient, offered online or evenings and weekends at our 12 locations. OCU will prepare you for your next step and help you discover your higher purpose.
We invite you to attend Ohio Christian University.